Well, it's another rainy day in the jungles to the south of Meridian, and we have a couple of hunting grounds to go do. The first of which is pretty much in the southernmost tip of the map, kind of along the ridge of mountains that you can't get past. It's also kind of close to the second to last cauldron that we just did. Now, as you can see, I'm wearing the highest tier of the Nora stealth armor, and that's going to be pretty important for this first set of hunting ground trials. So this path takes us through a couple of dangerous machine territories, but unfortunately the territories we go through are kind of the machines that we're going to have to deal with. So, to demonstrate, can you find the machine that's hidden directly in front of us?
Here we go again.
So, yeah, not only are stalkers invisible, but they also cling to things like rock faces to make sure that you can't find them as easily. So, we're going to be dealing with them and more as we do this hunting grounds, which, to be honest, really isn't that tough.
What is this place? What are you doing?
I was listening to the herd. Have you come for the stealth trials?
I'm not sure.
You must decide.
Who are you?
I am the keeper of these grounds, appointed by the Hunter's Lodge.
So how did you come to be here?
I was once like many members of the Lodge, maneuvering, hunting for status. But my impatience hampered the true hunt. I didn't know that, of course, until I came here. It forced me to listen, to breathe, and finally, to master the art of stealth.
Don't you ever miss, talking?
Not at the moment, no.
What are the trials?
Tests to improve your hunting skills. Each hunting grounds offer unique trials to test your skills. I offer the stealth trials. Some believe charging in with a mighty weapon makes them a hunter, but it's a good way to fall under the hooves of a stampede. A true hunter chooses the approach that best suits the kill. Mastering stealth may well save your life. Choose one. I can then explain it to you. The Watchers of the Herd attack quickly. Take them down while in stealth to prove your skill. Let the trial begin. Slide down a rope to start.
This first trial is pretty self-explanatory. All we have to do is find the Watchers and kill them silently. So there are 4 that are wandering around out there, and thankfully you can mark all the targets before you ever slide down a rope. Sort of a problem is that the 4th one is over in that direction, but even if I were to mark it like I'm doing right now, it always loses its mark by the time I get around to it. Another thing to note is it doesn't have to be a silent strike. If you hit a Watcher with really anything while no one has seen you, it counts as a silent kill. So that's half the Watchers down in about a quarter of the time we need for the Blazing Sun, so this one's going pretty well. All we really have to watch out for is one Stalker that kind of wanders around, and a couple of the Shell Walkers that do the same.
first moment after the rain.
So as you can see, there should be a mark on the other Watcher out here, but it appears to be gone. It's still wandering around over here, it's just not marked anymore. And there it is. And okay, that's not good. So that was a Stalker mine, which means that, yep, here they come running. But remember, for this trial, all you have to do is kill the Watcher silently. Doesn't really matter if anything else sees you. So, one trial down, not too bad.
Such skill from an Outlander on your first attempt. Take this blazing sun as your proof. Shellwalkers guard their cargo with their lives. In this trial, you must loot 4 of their containers in the allotted time. Understood. Begin the trial by sliding down a rope.
Now, if looting 4 Shellwalker crates sounds like a bit of a pain, especially in the time limit that we have, it's because some of them are just lying about. So that's already 2 down, and the other 2 are kind of grouped over here.
Gotcha!
Sometimes some of the Shellwalkers will pick up the crates that are on the ground, so in that case you do have to knock a bunch off, and that's a little punishing when you have such a strict time limit. But in either case, that's still 2 trials down and 1 to go.
Calm.
Such skill from an Outlander on your first attempt. Take this blazing sun as your proof. Stalkers have defeated many hunters who favor brute force over patience. Don't make that mistake. If you're up to the task, defeat these stalkers, and you'll receive the mark you deserve. Steel yourself. Your trial begins when you slide down one of these ropes.
Yeah, so we are going to favor brute force over patience because that's what gets you a blazing sun. Now that stalker that was hidden on those rocks is still there, and that's the one we're going to go after first, because the other stalker is wandering around somewhere and is still invisible, so once we start attacking his friend, he's bound to come running. Now we just have to wait and, oh, never mind, he's already here.
That's it. Here.
So yeah, the Stalker kill trial is probably the easiest outside of the stealth kills for the Watchers, just because you don't actually have to use any stealth, like, at all.
Keep quiet now.
But that's all 3 blazing suns.
Such skill from an outlander on your first attempt. Take this blazing sun as your proof.
Not today. I should go.
Another time, then.
It seems like a couple of the machines down there are still looking for us, but that's 4 out of the 5 hunting grounds, just 1 more to go. And this last one is at least a little bit harder. For that, though, we're going to go to a pretty familiar place. Oh, hey, look, it's that thing we saw right before the last cauldron. So this was the main reason that I wanted to get the cauldrons out of the way first, because this one is all about taking control of machines, and seeing as how there are Ravagers and a Thunderjaw, it's kind of important to have the option open to take over that Thunderjaw. Unfortunately, the Keeper here is not so friendly.
Aren't you a little out of your way, Nora? Your sacred lands don't extend this far.
I go where I like. What do you do here?
I'm the keeper of these hunting grounds, which means, of course, that I'm the local representative of the Hunter's Lodge. To be more specific, I oversee the leverage trials here. Not that a vagabond Nora has any chance at passing them.
You might be surprised.
I doubt it.
So how'd you wind up here?
I didn't wind up here. It's an honor. I don't expect you to get it, but I'm well regarded at the Hunter's Lodge back in Meridian.
So much so that they sent you out here to pitch your tent in the wilds?
Are you going to take part in a trial or stand here prattling at me?
Tell me about the trials.
These hunting grounds offer the leverage trials. They focus on gaining an edge by leveraging machines against each other. You might, for instance, take a weapon from one machine and use it on another. It's hard, but the firepower is often worth the risk. Select a trial, and I'll tell you what to do. For this trial, you must use the cannon on a Ravager's back to take down other machines. You can shoot the cannon off, or use that special spear of yours to take control of the Ravager and make it fight for you. Oh, and here's a special tip. Try using Tear Blast arrows on Ravager cannons. They'll knock them off in one hit. All right, let's see what you can do.
Yeah, so on top of being really mean, he has terrible lip sync. But for this first trial, this is incredibly easy, and so much so that I kind of feel bad for what we're about to do to this Ravager. Right now I'm just waiting for it to turn around, and there we go. So we need that Ravager cannon, and it says that all we have to do then is kill 2 machines. It doesn't specify what kinds of machines, so unfortunately this Ravager is going to be the first. Also, yeah, these dust storms just sort of kind of kick in instantly. So this Watcher decided to get in the way first, so that's 1 machine. And that's 2. That's probably also why the time limit is pretty tight for this one. We still had a good like 30 seconds to go, but for any of these trials, they can go extremely badly, extremely quickly.
can't believe it. You've earned a blazing sun on the first try. I know who you are, girl. The Nora who can control machines. So I've got a trial just for you. Use your spear to take control of 2 Ravagers. Get them to help you take down a Thunderjaw. Very well. Get out there and give it your best.
So the first attempt at this trial kind of went not so great, because I couldn't find the second Ravager, and that kind of made doing the second half of this trial not really possible. So we're just going to cut ahead to the second attempt here. And oh yeah, look at that stealth. That's what happens when you're wearing stealth armor, overflowing with stealth modifications. So long as you get out of the way, really nothing can ever see you. So let's annoy this Thunderjaw.
Now they're hunting me.
Getting rid of that first disc launcher now is going to make taking care of it a lot easier since there's only one left, and it's going to have to be dealing with a couple of Ravagers as well. Unfortunately, since the AI of the Ravagers isn't perfect, this trial basically is take control of 2 Ravagers and then take down the Thunderjaw yourself. It's not like we're not going to get any help, but the Ravagers aren't the smartest machines out there.
Try me.
Because there we go, finally it looks like the Ravagers decided to participate. Though that might be due in part to the fact that they were probably being just gunned down the same as we were.
That'll help.
Yeah, so even though I beat this by about 50 seconds, once you aggravate that other Ravager and he does not want to go down, it becomes really, really hard to take him over. So if you can just stealth your way around and take care of them first, the Thunderjaw is not a problem. So that means there's only one more Blazing Sun to get.
I never thought I'd see this day. A Nora won a blazing sun. For this trial, you must use the Thunderjaw's cannon to destroy Ravagers. You can shoot the cannon off, or use that special spear of yours to take control of the Thunderjaw and make it fight for you. Oh, and you may want to use Tear Blast arrows on the Thunderjaw's cannon. One hit will knock it right off. A fine choice. Best of luck.
Okay, so he was saying cannon, but what he meant was disc launcher. And taking control of the Thunderjaw is not a bad strategy, but you have to rely on them to be attacking the Ravager and be using the disc launcher, and I don't know, that's not really feasible.
Come on, then.
Unfortunately, this trial is going to be a perfect example of really everything possible going wrong. So that's one Ravager down. Unfortunately, I don't see the other one. And we're gonna kind of be hit by everything here. So yeah, running out of ammo at the very last moment and only having about 20 seconds left to go. It's kind of surprising that worked out. And yeah, if you run out of disc launcher ammo, you just fail the trial. So that was pretty close.
Just stay out of their way for now.
I can't believe it. You've earned a blazing sun on the first try. Winning all those suns gives you access to elite gear at the Lodge in Meridian. Find Idaba there, and she'll help outfit you.
Time for me to get going.
I'll be here.
So that's all of the Blazing Suns obtained, and we even hit the level cap for the base game.
If I'm gonna prove myself in these trials, I should do it fair and square.
So with one parting shot here, we're actually gonna head back to Meridian since, you know, now I feel comfortable going after the Hunting Lodge side quests. So, I'll see you there.